So question 5 is using function notation again. We've got two different sets of functions that we're going to be looking at. So this f of x, first of all, we're going to have to put that into our calculator. Okay, and we're going to use our table inside our calculator. Hang on, calculator. And these are going to be all the questions that have the f in front of them, function f. The other thing we have here is we have our table. Our table is listed as g of x, so we're going to use that for all of the problems that have the g. Okay, so we've got two things going on here. So we're going to start off, we'll put this equation into our calculator. Oops, hang on. And the way you put it into your calculator, we're going to go to y equals, and we're going to enter this equation. So remember, when you do this, you go to y equals. You're going to enter this. You'll have your negative sign, then your exton key, then you'll do plus 7. And then the tricky part, remember, you have to hit second and then table, which is really your graph key. So when we put this in, we'll get negative x plus 7, and then we do second and the graph key right there. So that gives me a table. So anytime I see these f values, we're going to use the table that's on our calculator. Anytime I have a g value, I'm going to use this table here. And remember, if we're inside our parentheses, this is the x value, and if we're outside our parentheses, these are the y values. So, question 1. What is the value of y when x is 9? In our f table. So looking at your calculator, when x is 9, we're going to have to go down here till we get an x value of 9. And we see my y value is negative 2. Next, we're going to go over to our table G, x value of negative 1, right here. What's your y value? Negative 7. So what we're going to do is we are going to compare negative 2 and negative 7. Negative 2 is greater than negative 7, so we're going to put a greater than symbol in there. Okay, so in the past we've done greater than, less than, equal to, but we're also going to be doing some addition and multiplication problems too. So this one is an addition problem. We're going to start off the same way. In our calculator, because this is f, I want an x value of negative 1. So I'm going to go up here. When I look at negative 1, I see my y value is 8. Plus, I'm going to look at my table that I have here. When x is 0, my y value is negative 5. And now I'm going to do this problem, 8 plus negative 5. If you need to use your calculator for that, you can. But 8 plus negative 5 is just 3. All right. Comparing and contrasting again, using, not comparing and contrasting, greater than, less than, or equal to. When we have a y value of 7, so you're going to come over to your table. This time we're looking for y values of 7. Go up till we get a y value of 7. When y is 7, x is 0. We're going to do the same thing over here. When my y value is negative 3, using this, y value is negative 3, x is 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a less than symbol because 0 is less than 1. When I look at my table and my graph, when x is 8, come down here till x is 8, my y value is negative 1. I want to know what x value on my table has a y value of negative 1. So I'm going to look for my y value of negative 1. My x value is 2. So in my calculator, when my x value is 8, I get negative 1. On my table, when my x value is 2, I get negative 1. And those two are equal. All right, last but not least, a multiplication problem. F of negative 2, you're going to come over to your calculator. When my x value is -2, my y value is 9. I'm going to do the same thing over here. When my x value is when my x value is 1, my y value is -3. So I'm going to do 9 times -3, which will give me -27.